Eagle, and art. This is Go Island. Go Island is on location today in Powell River, and we are at the Dancing Tree Gallery. Now here there are 10 different artists, and as you can see, this one is so realistic, but everything here on the walls is completely different from anything else. Now the woman behind all of this, Darlene, she is a potter extraordinaire, and all of this beautiful pottery work is hers. Now, why are we here? Because she and many of these artists are donating to the event happening on April 18th that the Rotary is doing a wine and auction evening, art auction evening, to raise money for the new library, which is a new and absolutely fantastic space that they're going to renovate, and the new library will be in place within the next year. It's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for those interviews, but right now we're going to have a look at this. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We are in Powell River at the Dancing Tree Gallery, and this piece of art is by a local artist, Megan Hildebrand. And all of the artists, a large number of the artists here in Powell River, are all going to be participating in an event on April the 18th, which is a Rotary fundraiser for the new library. And there's more information coming up on that later in the show. And coming up next, right after this, is an interview with the woman behind all of these ideas, Darlene. So stay tuned for that. But first, have a look at this. Go Island is here at Dancing Tree Gallery, and joining me now is potter extraordinaire, Darlene. Now, this is all of your work, absolutely gorgeous. Now, you have such an interesting space here. How did you come up with this concept?
I was part of a co-op elsewhere,
okay,
and it wasn't big enough for what I wanted.
Okay.
So I needed to go big.
Yes.
And I needed other artists to help pay the rent.
Yes.
So when I looked at the space, I knew that being long and narrow, it would work for the painters.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
Really leave it open and easy to see the work.
Yes. And then all of this open shelving for the pottery displays
It's perfect.
is just perfect.
Yes.
Now, you are involved in an upcoming event with the Rotary to raise money for the new library, for art for the new library. So I understand that this pottery is part of what you've donated to.
That's right. It's this color, and it's a 5-piece set, and it's 4 place settings.
Wow.
So it'll be
beautiful.
The dinner plate, the small plate, the soup bowl, the mug,
Yep.
and a small dip bowl. There is a small dip bowl that goes with it.
Oh, great.
And it's in the back. So,
That is
yes.
super. It's gorgeous. So if you're interested in pottery, that's another reason to come out to this art auction on April 18th, because it's not just artwork, it's pottery as well. Now, how many artists do you have here in the studio with you?
I have approximately 10 artists.
Okay.
So they each have quite a big space, so you can see a portfolio of their work, not just 1 or 2 pieces.
Right. Well, and the one thing I gotta say, nothing's the same.
No, it's all different.
It's all different,
Yes.
like completely different.
Each one has got something unique to bring to the space. Yes.
And you know, I think if somebody was walking by or when the tourists are in town, what's going to be interesting for them to come in here is that, oh, you've even got weaving. You've got some weaving. So is that they can come in and absolutely everything is different, and they're sure to find something that appeals to them.
Yes.
So,
And if they're looking for something that says Powell River, all my work is stamped on the bottom, made in Powell River, so that
nice.
if they're giving it as a gift,
okay.
they know where it's come from and
Okay.
where it's made.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on the success of this. You've been here a year and a half, and it looks like it's going very well, and love all of the displays of the different artists. And congratulations to you also for participating in this fundraiser. Amazing, the whole community coming together like that.
It's really neat to see them come together and do something special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Darlene.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. Don't go away. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We're on location in Powell River at the Dancing Tree Gallery, where we have walls full of gorgeous pottery and alcoves full of amazing art. This particular artist, Sky, she's actually had a story done on her, and maybe Barry will dig it out so we can have a look at it again. And I love, look at this, totally different color than before, red, gray, and black. And then of course this art is completely different than any of the other art that we have already seen. And here we have a wall full of woven wall hangings. Aren't those just beautiful? So these artists are all going to be participating in the Powell River Rotary Art and Wine Auction happening on April the 18th. And the reason that they're doing this fundraiser is to raise money for the new library space. And what they want to do with the money raised is to do something around art for the new library. So depending on how much they raise will depend on what they do with it. And there's lots of options, and if you have any ideas, they would like to hear from you. And so would the library. Because the library is in the planning stages of what the new space is going to look like, you can actually suggest your ideas of what you'd like to see at your library. And look at the detail on that wood wall carving. Is that not fantastic? So now we are going to be leaving this amazing space, the Dancing Tree Gallery, and we're heading over to Artique, which is right on the main drag, which is an art co-op, very similar to this, where they have multiple artists involved. So that is coming up. Stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, have a look at this. Gull Island has now moved down the street and around the corner from the Dancing Tree Gallery to here at Artique, right on the main drag. Joining me is one of the artists here that belongs to the co-op, Anna Mae Bennett. Now, Anna, you said you've been involved for about a year.
I have, yes.
Okay.
1 year.
Now, had you ever come across that concept before where a group of artists got together and did a co-op to display all their work?
Well, of course, I knew about Artique. Being here in Powell River for 9 years, it was one of the first places I stopped in, knowing that as a wannabe artist, this would be somewhere I'd be interested in participating in. So aside from that, no, not really. I'd participate in various art shows, but singular shows,
Right.
With groups of artists,
Right.
but not one that's where you're basically a resident artist. You're all taking in turns to work a day, to meet and greet customers, and to do the background work too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So basically the 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, is shared through with the artists. Like you
That's
guys
right.
actually come in and staff it.
We do, yes.
Oh,
we
great.
work 1 day each a month. There is
Yeah.
about 28 of us. so
Oh, good.
It works out really well that way.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Now, does that lead to collaboration between the artists?
It can do. However, on our days working, it is a singular person here in the store. But having the community of the cooperative, we meet at monthly meetings. Of course, we see each other when we do the turnaround. We often change spaces about every 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So that allows for conversation
Sure.
and idea sharing and that type of thing.
Sure. Now, do you think that having a co-op like this has helped to assist the art community in general in Powell River?
Absolutely, absolutely. We, as great a community as Powell River is, we do lack a public art gallery. We lack a cultural center. So to have a space like Artique and other art galleries and other cooperatives here in the town is of the utmost. I think it's incredibly necessary in order to bring art to the public, to the youth, to the youngsters, as well as the adults, right?
Now, speaking about bringing art to the public, I understand you're participating in the Powell River Rotary Art and Wine Auction coming up to raise money to put art into the new library and fill that space with art. So why did you want to participate in that?
Exactly what you were saying. I mean, there's a number of reasons why we want to do these things as artists, to expose our work, to share our love of what we do.
Yes.
But the clincher for me was that component, to be able to offer the public a space to view, to be among art. And so when I heard the Rotary that was their main drive for the fundraiser, that was the clincher for me, because I'm a true believer in bringing art to the community. And I think the new library is the perfect space to do it in, with the lack of a public art gallery here in town.
No, for sure. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for allowing us to come into Artique today and chat with you about this. And I wish you all the best with the fundraiser and continued work here at Artique. And so thanks so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back. Go Island is on location now at Artique, and behind me is the work of Anna Mae Bennett, who we just spoke to. And this is another artist that's going to be involved in the Rotary Auction. Coming up next is an interview with Jill Egetts, and we're actually going to interview her in the library space. So stay tuned for that, but first, this. Go Island is on location here in the brand new space of the library. It's empty now, but it will be filled within the year. This is Jill Egetts. She is the president of the local Rotary Club. They meet in the evenings, and they're having a big fundraiser coming up.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Okay. So what the Rotary Club decided to do was create an event that brought in the local artistic community, which we have a huge artistic community.
Yes, you do.
We've never done anything with that particular group of people.
Oh,
and also play off that and raise some money for the new library.
Yes.
So we started out with some of the ideas provided by some of the other Rotary clubs on the Lower Sunshine Coast, which have art auctions, and we thought it would be a feasible event for us. So I went out to the artists, and I got absolutely fabulous reception from the idea. So what they do, we've got about 35 artists. They give me a piece or two of their work, whichever ones they choose, and we gather it all together on April the 18th. We have lovely wine tasting event.
Ooh.
We have lovely canapes provided by the Vancouver Island University Culinary Arts Program.
Oh, lovely.
And hopefully, if the stars collide, we will get lots of people buying lots of art. We have silent auction, live auction pieces.
Oh, good.
And the money is that we raise from this art auction will be shared between the artists who did all the effort and the library who needs art.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Now, this space is huge.
Yes, it is.
So I think you might have to have more than one.
We don't
to
know
start
exactly
filling
what
up
we're
the
going
walls.
to do with this money yet. We don't know how much we're going to raise for one thing. It could take the form of anything. It just it might be hardware on the walls to hang art, or it might be an installation of some kind, or it might be a fountain outside. I don't know what it would be. Yeah.
So it could be anything.
Could be anything. We'll consult. We'll get a group of people that know what's needed, Terry and whoever, and we'll figure it out when the time comes.
That is phenomenal. It's such a great way to engage the entire community, like bringing the art community together and Vancouver Island University and the librarian and the Rotary, like just everybody coming together. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Hope it's going to be very successful. And hopefully we can repeat it next year.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, is it, do people buy tickets to come?
Yes.
Or they just,
We have tickets that you can buy at Breakwater Books, which is a bookstore in town here.
Okay.
You can go to any Rotary member and get tickets. Okay. We have a nice web page, so there's a place there that you can contact someone that will bring you tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll share that out on our social media too.
Great.
Well, that's phenomenal. Thank you, Jill, so much. This is really a phenomenal initiative, and I really hope that it does well.
Me too.
So get out your checkbooks and come out on April 18th and participate. The new library needs to fill up these massive walls with really great stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to have a short break. We'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Thank you so much for watching Go Island today. We've been on location at the Dancing Tree Gallery, at the library in the new space, and now here at Artique. Both of these beautiful artists here, Amanda Martinson and Anna Mae Bennett, are participating in the Powell River Art and Wine Auction that is to raise funds for the new library space, specifically for art. It is amazing. So Artique is a co-op that has a number of artists. I believe Anna Mae said 28 that participate here. What a fabulous idea, because you walk in and absolutely every piece of art is completely different. They have bead makers and jewelry makers and artists and sculptors and wood carvers. there is everything to see. So thank you so much for watching Go Island, and I hope you can get out to the fundraiser coming up on April 18th. And until then, we will see you soon. Have a good couple of days.